Taurus, Elsie here to do a bonus read. Just want to say thank you for all the ways you've been loving on me, friends. Thank you so much, my bull gang. Thanks so much for showing up here. Let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. And Taurus, don't forget, private reads are open. If you are interested in any of that, please look in the pinned comment for your link to Hypsee. Let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter, thanks for all the loving, all the kindness, the kind comments, all of that. Tell me about Taurus. What does Taurus need to know? A little bit of energy before we get on with the weeklies. Tell me about Taurus. We've got the King of Wands. That one just jumped out. We've got the Knight of Wands. And we've got the Six of Cups. Taurus, it feels like you are remembering, I want to say. You're stuck in nostalgia about someone or something. We do have the King of Wands. It could be someone who is possibly a fire sign. Maybe a Leo, a Sagittarius, or an Aries. You know what, though? I feel like what you're thinking about here is the times with this person that were unstable. Now, I want to say that it probably was a good companionship. Thing is this, after everything has passed, we always look back there and remember the good times instead of the times that weren't so good. I'm looking at the Knight of Wands, and it does feel like these two have a pretty good relationship. It looks like they did fun things together, but I want to say that only one of you was keeping the boat stable, and I think it was you. Look, the Six of Cups tells me that you still have a connection. You might miss somebody. It does feel like it is a person. I want to say that you've grown in wisdom, Taurus. So, it's okay to miss somebody, but to never take them back. And I feel like that's what this energy is giving me here. You were really brave through this whole time. I think it grew you. You now understand that you must control your passion. You can't just, give it to whomever is asking. And I feel like you have grown in wisdom from this situation. And it feels like it is nostalgic. You do miss somebody here. But you are aware with this Knight in the boat that it was just unstable. It's like you were the only one who was keeping this whole thing stable. It feels like a relationship, whether it's a friendship or romantic for you, it feels like something that was wobbly, but there might have been a good passion, and so it does feel like something did come to an end. Taurus, when I do bonus readings, we could be talking about the current moment. We also could be talking about the future. This feels like reminiscent of the past. So wherever it is for you, Taurus, whatever lens you bring here, there is a tower here. It feels as though the boat finally did capsize and something ended here. Now, the thing is this, is I feel like you still have heartfelt feelings for the situation, for the person, for whatever went on in the past. But I do believe the door is closed, and I don't believe that you'll be going back there. It feels as though something here ended without giving you some type of resolution, though. And so I think that's why you are in this place of reminiscent, right? That you're reminiscing about what it was like here. We do have the Sun in the reverse. See, I feel as though that there was a lot of irritation, I'm going to say. But it's almost like as we look back at it, you forget about how irritating it has to be in the shell in order to find a pearl in the oyster. It's because of sand and grit and irritation that gets into the oyster. But I think that all you're remembering is the happiness, the heart energy, the open heart in which you approach everything, I think. Look, when the Sun is in the reverse, it tells me here that what you're realizing, because there still is, when the Sun is here, there still is realizations. There's times of what's being revealed to you that you realize that there were happy times. But I think what you're realizing here eventually, if it's not now, maybe it's later, and you could be in this relationship right now, you're not growing. This isn't going to grow. It feels like at the top of the reading, top of the mind, I think that you understand that you're the only one keeping everything afloat, trying to keep everything sturdy and solid. And it feels as though somebody here is, we've got the dog here. It's like this person's a sweet companion, but I feel like it really is, if it hasn't capsized, I feel like it is going to capsize. It feels like with the Tower here, something happens quickly. It could be a change in how you see something. It could be that somebody takes action, but I don't think you're expecting it. But I feel as though there comes a realization, which is what I think the Tower is, a shift in how you see this whole thing, whether you're looking at it from this present point and you're looking into the past. I feel like you are now seeing the Tower for what it is. The reason the Tower had to show up is because you weren't willing to move. You weren't willing to pull the plug. But there was no growth here. And the Sun is revealing that to you. There's no growth here. I feel like you needed to be moved by the Tower because you were immovable, Taurus. Because look at this. There's something really beautiful and grand coming up in the future. Something that is meant for you, destined for you, in fact. It feels like it's going to open your heart, right? You're going to have a change of heart, or you're going to open your heart. And some of you have probably, it feels like somebody here I'm reading for has been hurt so much that you're probably looking at this and say, yeah, I've seen that before. And that's what got me into this. So I feel as though it's time for you to finally close the door. And although you're apart from this person possibly, or maybe you're in this relationship and thinking about leaving, somebody here I feel is going to have to go through a Tower and see the boat capsize before they're going to be able to fully leave. But the realization you come to after the Tower shifts, changes everything, possibly implodes whatever it is that you're currently in now, it feels like the realization comes that the door had to close because there was no more opportunity for growth here. Because for me, when the Sun is in the reverse, the Sun is warm, the Sun is fun, the Sun can be happy, and there's also revelations going on, but there's no growth here when the Sun is in the reverse, because things don't grow in the moonlight, they grow in the sunlight. And to me, the Sun in the reverse is the moon. So I feel like at the bottom of the deck, it's telling me that in the future, destiny is coming. This is an actual pearl in the oyster. There's new love that will be showing up. So I feel like somebody here is either holding on to a relationship, but you may be only holding on in terms of the feelings or how you feel about it, or the energetic memories that you still have about it. You could be in this right now, but I think for some of you, you're in this moment looking back and realizing, yeah, I do miss that person, but I think I need to keep the door closed because I realize that although they were fun, the Knight of Wands is fun, is brave, will take risks. That person who's going to just say, okay, bought tickets, let's go. That's fun, but I feel like you've grown up from that. I don't think that's really appealing to you anymore. And although you miss somebody, I think you're in a realization that I just can't go back from there. Yeah, the Ten of Swords is here. So I feel like you, possibly if this is something that hasn't happened yet, or maybe it has, it feels like there's a betrayal on the table, quite literally. Oh, the Ace of Cups came back. A betrayal in love, or a betrayal of the heart space. It feels like the realization is that you are worth a lot. You are worth a lot, you give a lot, and that it's time to take a new path or open a new chapter, because the World card is here. So this could be something that has ended a while ago and you still have not healed yourself enough to be able to move forward, because when the Six of Cups is here, it's about being stuck in nostalgia. I think you must close your energetic self off, because I feel like there's still the feelings of, I remember when we were having a lot of fun, even though it was maybe dangerous fun, but we were having fun. It feels like if you've not gone through this, somebody here is about to experience a terrible betrayal of the heart, which is going to send you on a new path here. Possibly those of you who have already closed this door with the World card being here, it does feel like you were probably in this friendship or this relationship, and it feels like it was for a very long time. It takes a long time for the fixed signs, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo, to move on from something. Even though you may be apart and you haven't seen this person for 5 years, energetically you're still stuck to the memories, thinking about the good things. That's what the Six of Cups is. Tell me about the King of Wands, because I feel like you've grown up here since experiencing this, or if you are in the midst of experiencing this right now, it does feel as though there is wisdom that will come of this. This is probably a relationship or a friendship you're in that is karmic, and it's specifically was supposed to be yours. You were supposed to say yes. You were supposed to go through it, but specifically for lessons. So we have the devil, and I feel like that's what kept you attached to this, or keeps you attached to this, is that the devil is here. This is a codependent, passionate relationship. Somebody feels that the passion is good, so I'm going to stay and put up with everything else. But the devil energy is here. Something keeps happening over and over again that you are ignoring. But it almost feels like you're attached to the relationship, the friendship, because you're passionate about it, or because there's good passion. I want to say that until you grow up to be the King of Wands and get the wisdom about controlling your passion and knowing who to give it to and when, I feel like you will be attached, right? It feels like there is an attachment, a codependent attachment of passion here. But it's a lot of fun, Elsie. Very creative, very fun. We're always doing something exciting. But it's keeping you attached, right? The devil keeps you interested with a lot of passion. And so the Eight of Pentacles is here. Yeah, it does feel like the King of Wands comes in the growth, because the Eight of Pentacles is here. And when the Eight of Pentacles shows up, this is a place where you notice details. This is Virgo energy. You start noticing the details and become very practical about who you give your passion to. And as you grow up, you realize that, yeah, if you throw your passion out there, someone's going to catch it. But it may not be the person that you want to catch it. So I feel like the Eight of Pentacles is telling me that somebody here is entering into a cycle of self-mastery, where you are being very practical and very focused on growth. And with growth comes wisdom. And that's why the King of Wands shows up, because it feels like somebody realizes that, yes, the Knight of Wands can be fun, but it's a good time, not a long time. And now that I'm grown up, or this what might be what you're looking for, maybe this isn't you at all, maybe it's somebody else. It feels like now you're looking for someone who's responsible, who has wisdom, who is taking care of the kingdom, somebody who is not going to just be here for a fun time and not a long time. I think you still do deserve the passion. You do want the excitement and the fun, but you also want to be practical and grounded and move slow and really look over the details and figure out from a distance, is this what I want? Rather than not having a decision as to whether you can pull away, because it feels like an attachment is here. Codependent attachment. Tell me about the Six of Cups. We have the King of Cups. See, I feel like somebody here is just saying, oh, they just didn't have the courage to show me their feelings. And it feels like with the King of Cups that somebody here wasn't really very openly emotional with you. I think it's almost like you're giving someone the benefit of the doubt. Oh, this person was too hurt to give me their feelings on the surface. Feels like there is a remembrance here. You could have lived with this person, shared a space with them. Maybe there was a lot of times of celebration and passion and fun and friends. But it feels like this person was probably flat. They really didn't show you emotion. We've got the Hierophant here. I feel like you were too stubborn to go. You are too stubborn to go, or you were too stubborn to go. If this is something that's already in the past for you, it does feel like the reason it's being brought up now is because I feel like this person could possibly be coming back around again, but I think the universe is trying to remind you to stop just looking at the things that were happy and fun, and that this did happen. And that although, pardon me, Six of Cups tells me that somebody could be thinking about you and possibly might come back around again, to be reminded of how terrible the Tower felt. Let's talk about the Tower. We've got the Page of Swords, got the Seven of Cups, and we've got the Three of Wands. So I think that you recognized with the Page of Swords, as you were observing and watching, it feels as though you recognize that you were the one that was doing all the hard work. You might have been the person who brought in the bigger income, but also raised the kids, had a full-time job outside, had the full-time job inside. It wouldn't be unlike you, Taurus. I'm a Taurus too. I went through all of those things. I feel like you started to recognize or observe the fact that you're the one that was the only one that was nurturing. That was practically nurturing, right? The Seven of Pentacles is throwing the seeds of intention. You were very intentional with your movements. And I feel like you realize that you may have been the one that pulled the plug, or if you're in this situation right now and you're being used as the workhorse while somebody else plays video games or decides that, well, I work for a living, I'm going to go out and have fun with my friends. Meanwhile, you're the one that tasked with the cooking, the cleaning, and the children, and even if you don't have kids, the animals or whatever it is, it does feel like you want more for your future. The Three of Wands is here. You're sort of looking out there and saying, but what's out there for me? I need someone emotional, right? All that water. I need someone who's going to show me emotion. Tell me about the World card, please. We've got the Emperor. We've got the Eight of Swords. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Yep, you're definitely the one who is carrying everything. You're carrying everything while nurturing everyone and making sure they have a comfortable place to live, making sure you're making nourishing meals, feeding everyone, taking care of your health and everyone else's. And the Emperor energy here, I feel, is you. You are so far into your masculine energy, whether you truly are a masculine or a feminine energy, whether you're a man or a woman, you are in this masculine energy of taking it all on, because this situation doesn't only happen to women, it happens to men as well. The Eight of Swords is here. I feel like you're really fighting with yourself to make a decision about where to go or what to do. I know I have to close the door. I'm getting exhausted. I carry everything. So I feel like that's why the Tower shows up for you, Taurus. Like I said, we could be talking about this in the past or something that might be coming up in the future for you if you are living in this situation right now. Tell me about the Sun being in the reverse. That's a key. It's a clear key here that this is not growing past where it is. If you're in the relationship right now, it's not going anywhere. This is the repetitive nature of the situation. You will always be the Emperor. You will always have everything on your shoulders. It feels like somebody here is like living in a relationship but feels like a single parent. It feels like you are a parent of two, whether you are the man or the woman. Tell me about the Sun in the reverse, because nothing is growing from here. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Death card. This is no fun anymore. And we have the Four of Swords. I've got to heal. The Death card here tells me something's got to change. I feel as though that this Three of Cups tells me that when you're amongst family and friends, you're like, yeah, it's really great. This is really great. It feels like you're carrying everything with your Facebook or your Instagram face. You're not letting anybody know that anything is going on underneath, but I feel like the Death card is telling me that something has to change that is going to bring you healing. I feel like you're exhausted. I feel like you would rather be in the boat alone healing than taking care of someone else. Keeping everything afloat, keeping everything balanced so the boat doesn't capsize. I feel like you would rather be in the boat alone, Taurus. I'm going to say that something here is no longer happy for you, and I feel like you have realized that this may be the end of the road, or I feel like somebody might be coming back around who fits this profile. And it also could be, listen, a lot of people don't heal between relationships. They go from one to the next to the next. And that means you're just taking the same situation, throwing it on another person and wondering why it doesn't work. So it could be past, current, or future energy. Pick yours. Tell me what the outcome is here for Taurus. We've got the King of Swords. There's got to be brutal clarity, brutal words. You have to be brutally honest and truthful. Look at the details. Take the emotion out of it. Take all the emotion out of it, and what do you have? The King of Swords is saying, look at it with a discerning eye. Look at the details, the facts, and be very honest with yourself about the next move. The Seven of Cups, because you're confused. It feels like somebody here is living an illusion. As long as I tell everybody it's okay, then maybe no one will look behind the curtain. And then we have the Five of Wands in the reverse. I feel like you're coming to a place where you're no longer in indecision. I think you see it because the Sun is here, that there's no more places to grow here. I feel like you've reached the glass ceiling and you know that something's got to change, something has to end. It almost feels like you're stuck in a party cycle. You might be with someone who is more interested in having fun than they are planning for the future, or giving you time off if you're the one who is the primary caregiver. And we have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. There has to be a way that you can no longer feel exhausted, burnt out, It does feel like you just long for a day when you don't feel like that anymore. The High Priestess is here in the reverse. To me, that's a reveal of something. I think that you're going to realize that you are with someone, or if it's romantic, that they're very immature, and that you are actually the parent of 2 children, whether you are the man or the woman. I mean, men get into this relationship type stuff as well, especially being people who are providing, right? A lot of the time. So the 3 of Swords is here. Yeah, I think the heartbreaking realization, what's being revealed to you under the sun, is that nothing is going to grow here because someone refuses to grow up. I'm going to leave that right there, Taurus. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I do appreciate you. If any of this resonates, please leave me a note. I would love to have a thumbs up if that it applies to you, and if the hype button is available. Thank you so much for your hype. I do appreciate you. Taurus, I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back with the weekly soon. Take care of you. Love you guys. I'm out, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care. Bye-bye.